every day. Don't you agree?
Yes, my George!
I served in the First and Second Congress in Philadelphia. Before long, the war began. By George, I'm talking about the Revolutionary War.
I was General Washington. I was voted Commander-in-Chief for 8 long years. We fought the British for our independence. I was General Washington during this War of Independence. By George, those were hard times.
At the end of the war, I was so happy. At the end of the war, I was so happy to go on the Mount Vernon, but soon I was needed to lead the constitutional government in Philadelphia. By George, those 13 new states could not agree on anything.
We talked about our problems. We decided that the people should elect a leader. Who do you think they want? By George, I became the very first president of the United States.
Our country had a vice president before it had a president. By George, Vice President John Adams was sworn in 9 days before I was.
Why, you ask? Well, things were different back then. I lived in Virginia, and by George, I had to travel clear to New York City. That was 8 long days on horseback.
I was shy and embarrassed by all of the excitement. One time they called out the President of the United States as I walked in the room. From then on, I made sure that I was already in the room before something like that got started again. By George, no more grand entrance for me.
I took the job as president very seriously. By George, there would be no more shaking hands for me. I prefer to bow to people.
I miss Mount Vernon. I wanted to be closer to my Virginia home. I wanted the Congress to buy land from Maryland and Virginia to build a new nation's capital. It was long point land by then, but by George, look at it today.
It took 10 years to build the nation capital. By George, that's a long time. Do you know where the nation capital of the United States was during my President's Day? Philadelphia, that's right.
A grand house was built for the President of the United States, but by George, I was the only president that did not live in the White House. But it was finally finished for our second president, John Adams.
During the time as president, the government issued money. By George, do you know whose face is on the $1 bill?